Garen, a staple champion of League of Legends. He is one of the most played champions for new players and players in low to mid elo. But why is he so good? Let's find this out by first going through his matchups. The little devil Teemo. No Garen wants to see a Teemo top lane, and in terms of Garen getting countered in matchups, Teemo is at the top of the list. You also have Vayne, Camille, Darius, and Gnar, who are also champions Garen does not do too well against. There are a couple more, but for now we'll stick with these. Now, that's not to say that Garen doesn't have any good matchups, some of which are the likes of Yasuo, Olaf, Cassante, and even Sion. Here he will be able to dominate the lane at some stage of the game, whether it be at level 6 or even at level 1. For the full list, you can always check op.gg. Here you will find a counter section which will show you for this season what Garen's top 4 counters are and what he is strong against. You can also click on the counters to see all of Garen counters and his win rates against those counters and lane kill rates. So, is matchups a part of why Garen is good? Not really, as if you first pick Garen, you can get extremely hard countered, aka Teemo. Essentially, it's all about whether you get countered after you pick Garen, or if you can get the final pick, as the enemy will have to choose a pick without seeing Garen. The importance and priority items have on any champion should never be underestimated. So it's no surprise they add to making champions strong. But how strong? Garen's items are all about movement speed. Literally, you can buy anything with movement speed. The more movement speed, the better. Keyword, movement speed. Even Zeal items are good on Garen, although it is not advised to buy them first. 2 of his core items are Stride Breaker and Dead Man's Plate. And guess what? They both have movement speed boosts. Rushing Berserker boosts are also pretty popular on Garen, as attack speed is very useful on Garen. You can also go plated or Mercury boots if needed. It all depends on the situation. One 3-item build you could go is Stride Breaker to any boots, to Deadman's, and then for a full build you can add Black Cleaver, a Zeal item, and a Magic Resist item. With all this said, item spikes hugely benefit Garen. With each item completed, it gives him extra movement speed, which is what Garen thrives off. This definitely makes item spikes one of the reasons he is super strong. You can't debate how strong Garen is without mentioning his elo. In low elo, Garen is the strongest he can be, thriving off doing damage, being tanky, and a huge late game presence. He thrives in this elo, unless he's counterpicked, which in low elo does not usually happen often. For the lower part of mid elo, Garen is still strong. Again, it depends on whether he gets countered or not, or he has the final pick. For the upper part of mid elo is where Garen starts getting countered a lot. He tends to be picked after the opposing top lane has picked, so Garen knows who he's matched up against. High elo Garen is only picked once he's seen his matchup, or he's picked if you are a Garen main, as you would know how all his counters are fully played out. He will still be tanky and do damage in this elo, but players will know how to play against him and be spacing a lot. All in all, even though Garen has a lot of counters and does not want to be picked first, he can still do well against those matchups if they know how to play them. So for that reason, he is still strong in terms of which elo he is played in. The vital level spikes for Garen. Garen is a late game champion. He is a scaling champion. So level spikes are a crucial thing for Garen. Garen's level 1 is usually no good. He gets dominated by other picks fairly often. He really only has a auto Q combo or auto E combo where he must get super close. On top of that, his passive does no extra damage, though it does give sustain, which is still outmatched by other top lane picks. Level 3, he gains a tendency shield, making his trade slightly better, but it has a super high cooldown, so again, other picks will dominate. Level 6 is really where Garen hits a spike. With extra HP and 3 ranks in E in combination with his ult, he will always have kill potential. Level 8 is where the fun starts, as he has max E. You always want to max E as Garen. E will be doing high amounts of damage, and usually you will be keeping even trades or out trading the opponent. Level 11 onwards is where Garen reaches his full potential. With extra ult damage and getting stronger each level for his huge late game presence is where Garen shines. In terms of level spikes, Garen is super strong. This is what makes Garen a strong champion. He has the potential to kill anyone in the game if they get too close and are in his ult execution damage. At later stages, there is no arguing that Garen is one of the strongest melee champions in the game. If you're hard stuck silver, gold or even plat, then watching these videos will get you out of your elo. Or if you have any questions on how to get out of your elo, leave a comment, as I myself was also hard stuck for several seasons.